Hey guys, thanks for watching. So I got a request to do a little bit about the BST, and at first I was kind of thinking there's not a whole lot to say about the BST, but then I started thinking more about it, and there definitely is some good information out there. Disclaimer, I am not affiliated with the BST or any of the Ju Ju Be BSTs. I do run a Lily Pulitzer BST, so if you love Lily like I do, feel free to comment and I'll gladly give you guys the link to that specific group. But the tips that I give you and the information I give you is just from my experience. Again, it's not because I'm an admin or a mod or anything of the Ju Ju Be BST. So with that being said, what does BST stand for? It stands for buy, sell, trade, and a platform like Facebook, which everybody uses it seems nowadays, has every kind of BST you can think of. There's BSTs for Barbies, there's BSTs for Shopkins, there's BSTs for clothing brands, and there's BSTs for Ju Ju Be and Tokidoki. There's ones for USA only. There's the big one that I'm mostly talking about in this video. There's some for Tokidoki and Ju Ju Be. There's some for custom things. If you want something custom made with Ju Ju Be patterns and items, like if you want a light minied, you can go on the customs group and see who can do that. There's so many different options out there. And you know, the big BST that I'm kind of talking about, I think there's over 35,000 people in it. I haven't checked, so I'm not sure, but I think that's right. There's a lot. It's huge, if not bigger than that. And basically in there, you can buy Ju Ju Be, you can sell Ju Ju Be, and you can trade Ju Ju Be. So that's what the BST stands for. And, you know, one of the great things about Ju Ju Be is not only is it a wonderful product, but it holds its value pretty well. So, you know, when I was into the Tula thing and I was wearing Tulas and wearing my baby and my toddler, and, you know, we went from a baby carrier to a toddler and wrap conversions in canvas and all that kind of stuff. I really got into that, and I noticed that Tulas also at the time held their value really well. And so it took me by surprise, you know, what baby item do you have that, you know, really holds its value like that, where you can use it and then you can sell it for what you paid or more than what you paid or a little bit less, but hey, you got to use it for a year or two. It's great. So a lot of people turn to the BST to get rid of some of the stuff that they have accumulated and also to look for other things that they're interested in. So I will state, like I said in some of my previous videos, is that the Ju Ju Be BST, the big one, is really hard to get into. Not that it is impossible, it's just that it takes a long time. So for example, it's Saturday and C-Punk releases on Tuesday. So more than likely, you're not going to get approved in time for you to grab all your stuff from C-Punk from other people. So keep that in mind, that you may want to go ahead and join now so that you're ready for the next release. That's a really good idea to do because they vet people and it takes a little bit more time to get in. From my experience, when I joined, it took over 3 weeks, I think, to get in, maybe even a month, because at the time they were dealing with a lot of scammers. And so they were just taking more time to vet people and stuff like that. So I'm not sure if that's still going on or not, but I think it takes a while to get in there. And even if friends add you and stuff like that, it still has to be approved by an admin or a mod. So you're not going to get in right away. So that's first thing first. You should definitely go ahead and request to be admitted into the BST if you haven't already. And then also make sure you're searching around because, like I said, there's a bunch of different ones out there besides the big Ju Ju Be BST. And none of the groups are affiliated with Ju Ju Be that I know of. There is no official Ju Ju Be BST. This is all side stuff that's done from other people. So keep that in mind too. How does it work? So every group has rules, and the Ju Ju Be BST is no different. It has rules. So obviously once you get into the group, you'll want to go through and read the rules document. Everybody's different, and I can't say off the top of my head what the requirements are. But common courtesy stuff is that if you have a home with pets, you're going to want to put that you have cats or you have dogs or no pets, or if you smoke or you don't smoke, or maybe you only smoke outside and your bags aren't around that. Whatever the case may be, you're going to want to really, really provide solid descriptions of your environment and the things that are around your bag. You may be a heavily perfumed environment. You just have to consider the fact that some people have extreme allergies. And so to you, you may not smell anything, but if you burn candles all the time, maybe that stuff's absorbed into your bag, and maybe the person who buys it might have a really serious reaction. So it's just common courtesy to kind of include all that information when you make a post. And then obviously when you're making a post, you can put whether you have any trades that you're looking for. If you're looking for rosy posy, you can obviously put that sort of thing in there, that you're looking for rosy posy be lights or whatever you're looking for. You can also put that you want to trade, or if you're just trying to sell and get cash, then you can just make it a for sale only post and specifically state that there are no trades that you're interested in. And then also, if there's nothing that you're looking to destash and you just want to buy stuff, it's a great place to find things that are out of print, out of style. They don't make it anymore. I've seen patterns on there so many times that I didn't even know existed because Ju Ju Be's been around for a while. So you can find styles they don't make anymore, and you can find lots of patterns that they don't make anymore either. And sometimes you can get really good deals on them. And then also when a release happens, like C-Punk is coming out. If you were unfortunate, you couldn't get anything in any of the releases that you tried, you can go on the BSTs and try to snag some. Fair warning, not every time, but some of the time, most of the time, anything that you see on the buy sell trade boards right after release is going to be marked up to market value. Market value is determined on need, want, etc. So it's kind of hard to explain, but I have a little bit of a business background. So if they only made 100 purple socks in Ju Ju Be brand, and they only made 100, and there's 5,000 people who want these socks, the demand is too high for the supply of them, which means that the price of those socks on the aftermarket, the market value, will be through the roof. So if those purple socks went for $5 a pair before, you may see them for $50 a pair. That's just kind of how things go if the supply doesn't meet the demand. And usually with a lot of these limited edition and Tokidoki collaborations with Ju Ju Be, there is not enough to go around. So a lot of the things that you'll see will be obviously price increased. It may just be a couple dollars to accommodate for the cost of shipping and the cost of the fees with PayPal, or it could be double or triple. That's up to you if you want to pay that price or if you don't want to pay that price. That's part of the free economy and how things work, is that sellers can set their prices and buyers can either pay it or not pay it. Maybe that person is open to trading something that you have or that you got, and you guys can add cash to the value of that item on either side. So let's just say I'm looking for a Donatella Sweet Shop Be Right Back, but I was able to score a Be Right Back in Rosy Posy. Maybe the values even out, maybe they don't, and maybe hers is worth $25 more than what mine is. So then I will sell her my Be Right Back and throw in the $25 to make it even. Now that's pretty much a trade. So let's talk about PayPal back trades. So PayPal is pretty much the only way that you're going to be secured in your purchasing or your trading. You should never gift anybody money because you will not have any protection. So when someone says a PayPal back trade, at first I didn't understand what that meant, and then I finally got it. It basically is you're buying each other's item. That's really basically all it is. So if I'm trading those Be Right Back, so she has her DSS Be Right Back, and I have the C-Punk Be Right Back. Basically, if hers is listed at 250, I buy hers for 250, and if mine's at 200, then she'll buy mine for 200. Plain and simple. Then she mails mine to me, I mail mine to her at the same time, and we're both covered because we've both paid for the item. So if for some reason she decides not to mail hers and not to ever send it and I never receive it, let's just say she gets hers, everything's fine, but I never get mine. I'm backed by PayPal. The tracking is going to show that it was never delivered, it was never sent, she never uploaded tracking, whatever the case may be, I'm covered because I PayPal backed my trade. So that's kind of how that works. And you'll want to PayPal back your trades at the value of the item. So that's why I said if mine was $200 and she bought it for me for $200, that's fine. If hers was $250, I'm still going to want to pay her the $250 and do it that way. So if you have any questions about how PayPal back trades work, let me know. But like I said, in a nutshell, the best thing that helped me was to understand that basically all you're doing is buying each other's items, and that way you're both protected. So if you trade, you can search on the boards and see who's open to trading things, or maybe they have something you want that you want to trade for. Like I said, selling things, just keep in mind too that right before a big release, like we got sneaks about C-Punk a couple weeks ago. So you're going to see a lot of people churning stuff because, like me, I'm a big bag churner. So I like to have things for a couple months and then get rid of them and get something different. So you're going to see a lot of people throwing stuff up on the BSTs to get ready for C-Punk. It's because they're clearing some of their stash out to make room for some of their C-Punk stuff, and also because they need the funds to be able to pay for C-Punk. So anytime there's a big release like that, like Tokidoki or a limited edition, you'll see a lot of stuff happening on the BST. With that in mind, the closer it gets to release time, the slower things get. So for example, I had my B Classy up on the BST with everything. The B dry bag that was never used, the Passy Pod, the set pieces, the B charts, everything inside of it was up. And it was for such a low price. It was $150 shipped for the entire lot of things, everything inside the bag and the bag. Nobody was buying it, so I knocked it down to $130. It was bought instantly, basically. So keep in mind that the reason why that was, even though it was a fantastic deal and anybody would have grabbed it, everybody has their mind on the newest release. So that's one thing to keep in mind, is that no matter how great of a deal that you put something up, people are typically going to be freezing their money to hold on to in hopes of being able to score during the next release. So just keep that in mind. And for specific rules, like I said, I would really refer to the group and how they run their BST, as far as rules about who comments first and if it's sold or if it's your email address and all that sort of thing. Again, everything is done through PayPal, so if you don't have a PayPal account, I would suggest opening one. There's no credit check, it's not credit card. It's just linked to your checking account, or you can link it to a credit card. But there's no approval process, but you do need to have one set up and active. It just makes the BST process a lot easier because someone can just email you an invoice and you can pay it. To pay an invoice, you do not have to have PayPal. It's just nice to have. And then obviously if you're selling something, you're going to want PayPal, because I believe that's the only way that you can actually use PayPal to invoice somebody, is if you have an account. Don't quote me on that, not a PayPal expert, but I believe that's the way it goes. So regardless, join the BST, get in line, wait your turn, no matter how long it takes, and open that PayPal account just to have it going. It just is a lot easier. I'm trying to think personally if there's any other things that I can think of. The big BST will have an ISO, which is in search of. They have pictures where you comment what you're in search of. You do not put it on the main walls, and that's to keep things uncluttered. And then let's just say I'm selling something. I'm selling my Duchess B Classy. I'll go through that list of who's commented on that particular ISO and reply to them. I have a Duchess B Classy, whatever the case may be. And so sometimes you'll post things and you won't get a lot of movement and you're like, what's going on? This is crazy. If you go through the ISOs and comment or message those people and let them know that you've messaged them, your stuff's going to sell a lot faster too, because with as many things going on and as many posts as there are, not everybody sees everything, obviously. So it's easier if you also look through the list of ISOs and message those people too. And in general, I mean, I would say, like I said, I've never shopped at Shop Ju Ju Be. I mostly shop at small boutiques. But I have bought quite a few things off of the BST and sold things off the BST. So I would say probably 50-50 on that. It works great for me. I have no fear only because I use PayPal. I'm very descriptive on what when I sell things. Very descriptive. It's better to err on the side of caution when you describe the condition of your items than it is to oversell them. For example, I have a Be Dry that I included in my Duchess lot. It's never been used. I just took it out of the packaging, folded it up, and put it in my Classy. That's still considered new without tags because I don't have the packaging for it. So it's new. It's never been used for anything, but it's new without tags. I have a Passy Pod that I washed by hand, and it looked like it had a little bit of like a water ring around the Ju Ju Be star. And then when I thought about it more, it's probably glue. So actually, I scrubbed it clean, and it looks like it's all gone. But just in case it's not, I put that it was in good used condition and described why, because I had hand washed it. There was a little water stain on it, just to cover myself. Because the last thing that you want is not only yourself to feel like you've been duped by somebody, but also to try to put that on someone else and maybe have someone else feel like they're duped by what you sold. It's not a good idea. So it's better to always err on the side of caution. Um, but like I said, if you're looking for specific Ju Ju Be prints that you cannot find anywhere else because they're limited edition, they're gone, it's so frustrating, don't give up hope because they're probably on the BST and you can probably find them there. You may be able to save money if it's something that, like my Duchess Be Classy. I've seen a lot of them go for about $80, $90, $100. They retail between $125 and $150 depending on where you're looking. So you can save a lot of money that way too. So anyway, I hope this helps. If there are any other specific BST questions, please don't hesitate to ask and I will absolutely help you. I will link all of the Ju Ju Be BSTs in the description of the video along with the Tokidoki ones that I know of, because in those Tokidoki groups, people will post the Ju Ju Be and Tokidoki collaborations as well. So I hope this helps. And again, comment if you have any questions, subscribe so you can see my videos. And if you guys have any other video requests that you want me to do, please let me know. I'm happy to do them. Thanks and have a great day.